Trifle? Aventail. Intelligence, constitution, and charisma. Ooh. Damn, that would be pretty useful. That would be pretty useful. Because that's the extra constitution I need. And I lose charisma, which I barely have any of anyway. More equipment would be nice. More equipment would be very, very nice. And a constitution buff. Like, that's straight up the constitution buff I need to... Oh, yeah, by the way, I gotta take this off. Oh, wait, that's why I didn't have enough. Because I had this on. Damn it, I do have enough for that thing. Okay, so I'm not looting that then. Yeah, I forgot to put my strength book back on. So yeah, now I would have enough putting the ring on. That's what it was. I was looking, I thought, I knew I wasn't crazy. Damn it. I forgot that thing gave me minus. Okay, I don't think I need that then. Gift of an archer, it is empty. Except for that, yoink. I mean, I'm not gonna steal their family heirlooms, but the money? They don't need the money. A mace? Oh, Mace of Terror? Oh, that's a real good mace. Is it cursed though? Like it's modified because of... Oh my god. Like, come on. I ironically lose strength using it, but my god, that constitution and wisdom buff. It's called the Mace of Terror, though. Like, it must be, like, cursed, right? Like, I swear to God, if I pick it up and it's like, this is a cursed piece of equipment. A stone coffin. Stone coffin rests against the wall. Classical dwarven design, used for early earthfolk tombs. The lid is sealed tight, almost built into the wall itself. Ornate carvings cover the surface. Symbols of death and rebirth, all dwarven in origin, forge and hammer. Examine. Run your hand along the stone. Cold. Smooth. Something about this feels off. Looks closer at the carvings. Your eyes trace the symbols carefully. Death, rebirth, the cycle. Typical dwarven work, a few words of poetry, nothing interesting. It is beautiful. It says Gudar Gar, Folk Dor, Inget Niet under Solen, along with other many proverbs, each one personalized for the fallen. These coffins must have been close dwarven warriors of Earth, till their graves were exhumed, of course. Examine. It's integrated perfectly into the design. An iron ring serves as the grip. Said something about this feels off. Oh god, and I can't just walk away. It won't let me just walk away. I'm gonna rotate it. Grip the carved skull and twist. A soft click echoes from within the wall. Something has unlocked. Now pull the handle. The handle resists for a moment, then gives way. Oh! Revealing a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Cold air rushes up, ancient, stale. Oh boy, even deeper, huh? Doom. You scared? Not feeble-minded, if that's what you're asking. So yeah, I'm scared. Steals himself and grips his sling. Let's go. Ooh, okay, we found some stuff. Tomb of a Fighter. It is empty inside except... bone dust? And some crowns. Very fine, made out of unicorn horn. It can be used to recover second level. Ooh, thank you. Now the question is, do I want this? Like, I feel like they're gonna come up, like, this is gonna come to bite me in the ass later and been like, I'm not gonna take that from the asshole that loots tombs. You know, like, this is gonna come back to bite me. It's very good, though. But... it's called the Mace of Doom. Like, come on. If that doesn't sound like cursed equipment, I don't know what does, you know? It sounds like cursed equipment. Oh my god, wait, is that oh, that's that character that we were told about. Yeah. Yeah, we heard about you. A shard. Gimme. Wooden coffin. Yeah, we heard about this. Dream patch. Yeah, gimme. Okay. Hello, yeah, you're the character for the quest. Highly decorated skull. Emeralds? Eh. It's fine, but... Stepping into the hidden tomb, you see a colorful display of twinkling light through the gloomy and dusty air. Eerie altar placed on top, a skull and several colorful gems. Valuable, too. And shiny. Take one. You could get it appraised by someone downtown. Skull is a sign of death. Whatever esoteric effect is in place here, do not disturb it. Look around. The shrine is quiet. The colorful gems cover its altar, as well as the eye sockets of its central skull. Think this sacrilegious and quite frankly ominous corner could be stashed away in such a holy place. This is its original crypt, for God's sake. Is there no depth of depravity these cultists and undeath enthusiasts can stoop to? Yeah, so this is the skull we need to talk to. Skull is a bit deformed, doesn't it? Goblin squints. Bit. Depends on what type of skull it is, I suppose. No, it's probably just a human with unfortunate aesthetics. Look at the jaw. It's all wonky, and the eyes? We should not judge the look of a bejeweled skull for entirely egalitarian reasons. It's all wonky in the eyes. Size. I'm like ripping on a dead guy, but yeah. It's one wacky skull. A wacky skull? Yep, that's Bondavol. You goddamn phrenologist! I'm sorry, I know! Lifted by some invisible force, the bejeweled skull rises from the altar, its gleaming eyes twinkling in the light, its jaw chattering. The noises cause you to recoil. Death. Nah, no way. An unending wave of dread falls upon your essence. Esoteric force, it is entering your mind. Earth protect me. Protect you? Goblin tries to grab you, but he freezes and groans. What the hell? Falls to his knees. Barely stand. I can't move. The dread. You resist it. Skull's jaw stops chattering. As the noise disappears, you feel in control once more. Wake me up for some trifling bullshit? You a trifler, huh? Clicks its teeth together. I'm a rogue. What? Trifling. It's what you're doing, mortal. You're trifling like a trifler. No, sir. Please stop making that sound. I make any damn sound I like, you hear? I'm the cleric. I'm a rogue. I'm a great wizard. I feel like I would want to be a rogue. But I know I'm a wizard. Skull floats closer to you, causing you to convulse on the spot. You are no longer a cleric, and now instead you are now a wizard. Gain 100 XP for changing your class. Hey, we got enough points in the wizard, even though I'm a druid. A wizard? Looks you up and down. Ha! You're but a pup tangled in strings. Cleric lost in Jor's tangles, a cleric of a dead god. Body cannot sustain this undeath. Skull lets out howling laughter as it shudders about in the air. I am Necrolord Bondavol! Punch the skull. Necrolord? That is the title of old Diminor. You've been unfortunate enough to encounter here a remnant of the Arcanist, left to decay into this mad form. A demi-lich. Horrifying creature, a lich. Fallen into a state of insanity and decay, rotting into nothing but a skull. It is in many ways the dangerous variant, for its madness is as unpredictable as it is dangerous. Punch the skull! It's daunting. I could inflict wounds, though. Instead. Or I could just say Viskin sent me here. I mean, punching the skull probably isn't going to work, quite frankly. And I could inflict wounds, but I'm kind of wanting to save my spells. Viskin sent me. The skull stops. Viskin? What are you, an apprentice? No? A slave, then? No way, I don't approve of slavery. Hold on, are you that cleric looking to speak with the dead elf? Yes, obviously. Rattles a laugh, slowly spinning in the air. Viskin let me know all about your little situation. Oh, we did? Demi-Lich clicks once. You're not very necromantically entangled, are you? I never managed to master that school at the towers. Master it? No one masters it, not even after centuries of scholarship. You see, I'm not just some horny wizard. Wait, what? Skull drops around and flips around on the table. I'm a goddamned mage! You hear the goblin groaning. Which is, surprisingly, not a threat. For whatever reason, his intentions are far more sinister. He intends to teach you something. Trained in the arts by Hagendim legends, sent to fight on behalf of the greatest empire in the history of Jor's Arsprint. Necrolord is not just some title, it's a calling, a dream. A dream of undead supremacy. One day it will be reached. You're the lucky one here, for I will help guide you to a string attunement. A necromantic attunement. You'll do that for me? Of course, I owe it to Viskin for one, and for second, I just love spreading the joy of death magic, as any sane man would. Skull is not sane nor man. Agreed. The skull is not going to kill you, but you do not have the strength to vanquish a demi-lich like this, so... later. Do it later. I will attune with necromancy. I need 24 intelligence. What are you? Ah, you never asked, did you? I'm a terrifying lich, of course. Got it? You'd have to be pretty stupid not to. How'd you end up like that? Like what? A skull? You go silence for a few seconds. I don't know what you are talking about. Demi-lich is probably in denial about being a whole skull thing. A lich? Ah, that. Long story. Been around since the 300s. 300s? That would have been... I mean, it would have had to have been arcane, right? Of course, what else? Yeah. Skull pauses its rotating and focuses on you. I'll talk your skin off, cleric. Please, no. Where'd you grow up? Small village called Kriev. We had barbarian invasions from the Orgini border every year. To protect them, I raised our dead from the village crypts. There were some bloody battles, I'll tell you. Took a dozen heads before the message got into their thick giant skulls. Who taught you necromancy? A ghost, actually, haunted a ruin outside my father's farmstead. Led me to my first spellbook, told me how to pull strings and fast-tracked my spell slot accumulation. Her name was Eulina Prax, a wonderful, crazy harlot. Where's she now? Prax? That's the autobiography that we read about. Where is she now? Skull does a spin. She was captured by a high-ranking exorcist after I built my first squadron. Last I heard, she was part of some freelancer or free-strider trade prince's personal collection. Kept her in a bottle. Like she's a genie or something. I would have gone with a fancy box myself, or an urn. Your nerds churned by having to listen to those strange tales. What's your greatest accomplishment? Oh, it's a bit embarrassing, but it has nothing to do with necromancy. Back in the war, I was to receive a commendation in Thazen. Big event, big deal. Well, that evening during the reception, I managed to seduce and charm a beautiful young lady. Turns out she was the daughter of a Hagendim arcanist, can you imagine? So obviously I married her straight away. My father-in-law made sure I got promoted to hell and back over the next decade. Got me deep into the arcanist circle, until the accident, of course. You married up and that's your greatest accomplishment? Arcanist politics is won in the bedroom, not on the battlefield. Don't worry, there was true love between Akalia and I. She was a great scribe of the era, that glorious woman. We didn't divorce until after a century of lichdom. Do you understand how rare that is? That was love, it was. How morbidly romantic. It is strangely impressive, yes. Last I heard, she was herding a mercantile faction in Fell Tire. Clicks his non-existent tongue. Gods be damned, I missed that lady. Her body, yes, but her mind. What'd you do to earn that commendation? Ah, murder, mostly. Once I mastered 9th level spell slots, I managed to create my own custom Raise Dead spell. Raise Dead? 5th level necromancy spell. It raises a creature from the dead. The time of passing is within 10 days. It's a highly sought after spell these days, and very few are able to cast it. It allowed me to direct 100 zombies at once, and most importantly, they all had basic motor functions left. They could use tools, rifles, wands, basic magic items. Took a toll, but I alone held the line on Gormisol for 3 days straight. Corpses as far as the eyes could see. Those were the days. Sounds wistful. He is obviously evil or insane. What's your greatest necromancy accomplishment? Oh, easy. I led an animation of a Draco Lich. Dracolich, a dragon who goes through the act of achieving lichdom. They are known to be the most terrifying creatures along the coast for at least 2 reasons. None are known to be alive today publicly. That's radical. It sure is, even back in the day. Ygmilion Ravad, a child of Esuth. Not one you'd read about in history books, but she had spirit, that dragon. Wasn't regularly in the dragon cultist community, but my expertise as a lich led them to hiring me. I would have done it for free, honestly. Let out a sinister chuckle. In the end, we succeeded. That was my greatest accomplishment, cleric. Creating one of the most fearsome creatures to ever walk the coast. What happened to the dragon? I obviously won't divulge the secret of Draco Lichdom, but rest assured that Ygmilion went through hell to achieve her new form. It was a tragedy what those Genie Templars did to her and her army, otherwise she could have easily ruled a city or 2 by now. Genie Templars? Some crazy warriors out of Kargamesh. Was a big thing 100 years ago. I am fond of dragons, you know. Mortals look up to us. Gods look down on us. Dragons treat us as equals. At least the wise ones. Tell me about that accident of yours. This lich is talking all night, it seems. It's really not worth talking too much about. After myself and my dear wife had both achieved lichdom, I made some misplays in the politicking. Stepped on the wrong foot, so to speak. Got my entire splinter house exiled from the Hagendim coalition. One thing led to another, yada yada. I ended up in Ascani. The lord of the fortress invited me to stay for a while. Did some freelancing, you know, newly divorced dad shit. Once Earth arrived, I ended up working with some of his paladins. Never met the fellow, but I liked the cut of his jib. Lord of the fortress? The Fortress of Verdun. You know, the esoterically shadowy, miles-wide castle? Sounds like a crazy dungeon. Sure is. The Lord reached out, was looking for necromancers to add some new tricks. Who is this Lord? No clue, but he paid well and let me research the crazy stuff going on there. Still have no idea what the fortress actually is. My professional guess would be that it's an esoteric pocket gone wild. Like a slice of pure negative energy that's landed right in Ascani and can't escape its bubble. It's one of the many weird wonders of the coast. Many great beasts to encounter and vanquish in that legendary evil dungeon. Should go there someday. You have any kids? A dozen or so. Productive. Thank you. My wife Akalia, ex-wife, was a prominent member of the MRS, Magicrat Reproduction Society. Oh god. Oh god. Magicrat Reproduction Society, a hag-centered organization in Old Dimenor focused on creating artificial population booms among the Arcanists. While successful, it led to many feminist insurgencies during their reign. Yup. I bet it did. They were at the forefront of women-first magics, you know, the kind of stuff that makes the whole childbirthing and or rearing process into a cakewalk. I never got along with those hags, but they did let me have 2 sons, so that's something. Sounds like feminism. I thought the Arcanists were old-school patriarchs. Good job, brother. What happened to your kids? I mean, it doesn't entirely sound like reproduction, led to many feminist insurgencies during their reign. So what I was assuming this meant at the time, like, obviously it seems like it makes, you know, birthing and stuff easier, but I also thought it was like the men being like, oh, women need to have this amount of children, but we're gonna make it easier for you, so it's fine. And it said, while successful, it led to many feminist insurgencies during their reign. Which would make sense if women are basically being told, yeah, you have to make kids because we need more Arcanists, make kids, make more baby. It makes sense that they would be like, look, fuck you, we're more than baby makers. So, I was assuming that's what was happening. Are you implying that sons are better than daughters? Not really, there's an argument to be made that they're much less of a hassle. But the MRS hags definitely had an agenda, you know, more girls, more members. Not crazy. Good job, brother. What happened to your kids? It sounds like feminism. I thought the Arcanists were old-school patriarchs. I mean, I don't like how feminism is like that. It sounds like I don't like it. Fuck yeah, feminism. What happened to your kids? I think some of them survived the fall. It also sounds like the thing that, like, weirdos, in, like, just, like, weird alt-right people and stuff, they think, like, Japan is some kind of, like, conservative utopia that doesn't have, like, any LGBT people or anything like that, when in reality, no, they absolutely do. You can see it in their media and all sorts of other things, and also those people exist everywhere. We're everywhere. I think some of them survived the fall. My blood wasn't prominent enough to be lineage persecuted among the Free Striders. At the same time, it's not like they received any inheritance. Logically, I should have some great-grandchildren scattered around Diminori. Or sorry, what's it called now? Reeds? Stupid name if you ask me. They should have called it like Strideri or something. That would have been on brand. Cool, that gives me a better picture of your life. Enjoy the view! It's a lich-like. That's fun. That's funny. Tell me about Viskin. A lovely bastard. Gave him a serious case of testicular torsion once. Can't believe he even forgave me. Pure evil. Vanquish this foe now. Skull lets out a maniacal laugh. You strike me as a Skeletor, which is why I gave you this voice. What the fuck? Why would you ever... Just out of nowhere as a joke? Try to imagine sneaking up behind someone and do the twirly twist. No. We had a little war going on, okay? I just left my position at the Fortress of Verdun. It was 30-ish years, I believe, right when your Oathfolk had begun growing quite bold up on River Torna. So I decided to sneak into your city here. That's when I saw him. An old opponent, Viskin. I immediately remembered his ugly mug and his rotten soul engineering. Came to Norvik 30 years ago? Something like that. Either way, I decided to kill him and take his place among the mortals of Norvik. A couple of magic duels and assassination attempts later, and we were at a stalemate. Though I'd consider it more on me, just getting tired of hunting him down all the time, him and his goons. Our battles came to an end, though, and a local vampire started messing with us both. Then to expose us, so we joined up. Ooh, vampire hot. Team up of the century, or that decade at least. You two fought a vampire together? It was an epic duel of the shadowy fates. Skull bounces around. Together, however, the vampire was easily eliminated. In the aftermath, we decided to work together. Viskin even helped me get this sweet alcove for myself. We share research from time to time and work together to figure out the mystery of... He stops. Getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about something else. Did you turn into a skull in that battle with the vampire? A skull? Makes a motion that could be interpreted as a shrug. I'm a bit bony, but a skull? Don't be preposterous. The Milich is clearly unaware of his own situation. He's either deluded or is some esoterical effect placed upon his memories, probably by Viskin? Memory-altering spell by Viskin, perhaps. That would explain why you're just buddy-buddy with Viskin right now. Viskin has effectively just, like, made you into his thrall. Who was the vampire? Thomas Darrow was his name, a nobleman, which makes it more dangerous. Darrow! Oh my god, Darrow's a part of a lineage of vampires? He's saying a Darrow was a vampire. Lander, surely. Hopefully. We cut him down without anyone suspecting a thing. Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but who cares? Mysterious death of Thomas Darrow was written about quite extensively in magazines about 15 years ago, back when you were a kid. Thomas Darrow. So that's what happened to the lost uncle of the Darrow house. Was this about research? Nothing, that's nothing. He says nothing more. Know anything about the tea shop thing? Nah. You just seem to be pretty well informed about the goings-on. I get updates sometimes, but I don't know. Fun that it exploded, though. I wouldn't say it was fun. Boring. It's probably a rogue wizard or some kind of magic item mishap. Whenever a necklace of fireballs was smuggled from the floating cities down to the peasants, they'd always find a way to blow themselves up in the most spectacular ways. It's hilarious that you mentioned that, actually. Hilarious. They used to be common? Not every day a village exploded in a fireball. Those necklaces were valuable, but sometimes someone smuggled one away from the front lines or off a factory floor. I was never too into evocation magic for that reason. Too easy. Chuckles in a sinister way. What are you voting? It goes against my ideological beliefs to vote. Democracy doesn't work, never has, never will. Why do you say that? People are just too stupid, on average, statistically. Magocracy or technocracy might work. Hell, even oligarchy has its uses, just look at the Free Striders. Real democracy is foolish. Might help launch these other more powerful forms of governance into speed. But a real permanent democracy? A shit show. Just you wait. Well, maybe if we had a democracy where instead of trying some parts of the ruling class or the parties, what have you, maybe if they didn't try to intentionally keep people stupid so they would vote for their side, and instead we'd, you know, make education more widely available, free, and better, and, you know, it'd be nice, it'd be nice. Have you seen real democracy in action? Somewhat. Some pre-Arcanist states had pretty formal democratic conventions established. They were eaten, consumed by the power of the magocracy, could not handle the rapid changes and extreme strength of the more directly controlled governments. The only reason that magicratic power did not stand on top at the end of the Coast War is because of Jorah's inebriating ebbing. I mean, it makes sense if they couldn't react as quickly as ones that just had a single person at the head, but that doesn't mean those forms of governance are good. They're just fast. And fast, as we all know, doesn't technically mean good. Of course, you do have instances like, you know, like the Jedi Council in Star Wars, who is well known for not acting fast enough on things that definitely need their action because they want to, like, have a facade of neutrality. Like, a planet's being blown up and the Jedi Council's like, well, we gotta vote on it first. Well, all the people are gonna be dead before you vote on it. Terribly annoying. Ebbing? What? Of course. You haven't heard of it? The Esoteric Ebb. Ebb, the draining. Speaking of the lack of powerful magic in our world, lack of magic. We can talk about political theory all day, but if the ebbing had not occurred, the Arcanists would still rule the coast. There's an argument to be made about that. I still think the Free Stars would have won. I'll be voting for them. The gods would have stricken you down from your thrones in the end. The gods for that. You people were terrible for our realm. I mean, it sounds like it, yeah. You were not there, so I will not blame you for your ignorance. Trust me, we did wonders for the coast. Brought esoterical industrialization to a land of barbaric feudalism. There's a deep question here. This Demi-Lich holds such knowledge despite his mad nature. Ask him, what is Ebb, truly? Some ask if this magical fading could have caused Earth's end. It is not considered very acceptable to inquire such things, but it is a fair question. What do you think the Ebb really is? Demi-Lich swirls around in the air before landing down on the altar. I say the same thing most rational Arcanists said back when it was first discovered. Jor is alive. He is haunting us, taking away what he gave us with his strings. As a joke or a punishment or a gift, who knows? Personally, I'm still furious at him. He is indeed still here watching us. Interesting. That is interesting, thinking eternally. He told you about the Esoteric Ebb. I'm going now, goodbye. So did I even get my spell from you? I don't think I did. I need higher int. That's my only intelligence boosting thing, right? That's minus... Yeah, that's my only intelligence boosting thing besides this. So it gives me +1. Cleric! So loud. I mean, I could enhance ability, but... I do have things to restore these. I'm gonna pop it. Okay, I'm gonna try it now. Not quite. Skull does a little dance. Strings are always different for each school, aesthetically speaking. Everyone views them differently. Abjuration to me is steel, evocation is lightning. Necromancy is flesh, perhaps that can help. This mad Demi-Lich offers you knowledge, you do not need it. Show him. Of course you can attune to necromancy easily, you're a genius. You can attune to any magic known to man or beyond. Do you remember? Yes, I remember that course in school. Yes, all clerics underwent the Undeath Control class. They focused mostly on hostile destruction of undeath, not so much on the management of it. The teacher cast an animation spell to create a zombie for you all to train on. The strings, they were pale like death. Hold out a hand towards the skull. Yes, try it. Giggles in that sort of insane, creepy way. There are many strings. Twist this one. Twist the string. You do so, and... the string grows dark, black as night. It flies into your chest. Scream and convulse. Oh, gods. You fall to your knees. They are weak. Cannot help him now, goblin. He laughs. You did something all right. Get up and groan. You tossed a ton of negative energy right into your damn heart. First time I've seen someone do that and live. Impressive. You're alive, aren't you? Not a zombie or something behind that thing on your head. I'm alive, I think. That's the spirit. Try again later. You'll get it eventually. Maybe we should rest first or something. Sounds worried. He should be. You understand it better now that you've seen the pale string. You failed once, not again. Let's see. I probably want to heal more than anything. I have a bunch of these. That was a lot of my food, but... Cleric! I'm gonna do it again. I have so many shards. Hey, got it! Think. This demi-lich believes himself to be your teacher here. He might be insane, but there's still knowledge to be had if you can decipher it. Tell me as best you can, the skill of necromancy, how do I master it? Strings are strings. They are equal but different. You must have seen them a lot, since you have them running through your flesh in the masses. I do. Continues. A string of necromancy becomes that when it intersects with negative energy. Thus it begins to look like flesh to me. For example, I have surely as many strings going through my existence as you do, except mine are necromantic. Yours are... Skull shakes a bit. Many others. How do you deal with strings usually? When I attune with strings, I twist them. Ah, so that's how you cast your organized spells then. Necromancy is special because of that negative energy. Twisting a necromantic string would hurt, naturally, if you're anything but not alive. A living necromancer learns to either manage the pain through mutilation, religious fervor, physical numbness, or they learn to cut the string. Cut? Everyone uses different terminology. You might have heard it called it willing the string, or mastering it. It's the step every spellcaster must go through to reach the higher tier magic. They must learn to manipulate the string's shape. Shape of the string? Yes. But it doesn't have a shape, it's just a dot. Skull laughs mockingly. What do you think they call it a string then, dumbass? Measures change over time. You might have grabbed and twisted your strings in the moment, but cutting a string means grabbing it independently from all its other parts, in the past and in the future. Don't just twist it, separate it from itself. Of course. The talk about mastering strings, it all makes sense now. The string goes through time. Manipulating it more closely now requires it to be twisted only in the now, without the other baggage. Stick out your hand. Yes. Locate a string near Bondavol, a pale string. Yes. Twist it. Ah, shit. Open your eyes. It hurts. What? Twisted the string into a cure wounds, you idiot. Hurt like a... What do you say, motherfucker? I failed. Skull laughs intensely. I do need to... Cure wounds, a first level abjuration necromancy evocation spell. It heals a target, which hurts undead, yeah. Skull laughs intensely. You did great, cleric, or should I say, necromancer. That was a cure wounds for sure, but a necromantic cure wounds. Instead of a cure wounds cast through sissy abjuration or hardcore flesh-mending transmutation, you now manage to simply remove the negative energy to reach the same conclusion. Healing. Although yes, it did hurt like all hell, since negative energy obviously is kind of my thing here, as a glorious lich. Oh, so I mastered necromancy. Overstatement perhaps, but you should be able to cast the one spell you're looking for at least. Speak with dead! Finally. That's great. Be extremely useful for the case, obviously. Skull nods. You want a spell scroll? Be useful, yeah. Skull widens his jaw, then it coughs up a tiny spell into the altar. Grab it. You just instantly memorized the scroll after it flew out of the skull's mouth. Degenerate. I mean, it's not even gonna be nasty. It's a skull. What's in there? It's just bone. It can't even be nasty. What, it's dusty? You've earned it, my evil apprentice. As long as you use it for selfless goals, there is no evil in such magic. Probably. Glorious. Another tier of magic unlocked. Even if it's just a third-level spell, this will surely lead to great things in the future. If you have any other questions, go ahead. Speak with dead. That's 5 questions, right? Yes, indeed. Plus, the spell does not allow the spirit to learn anything new. It literally just animates a simile of the creature. It's an extraction tool, not a way to learn information. So if a person is being targeted by Speak with Dead and then resurrects, that person will not remember the questions or answer it gives? Not one bit. Except, of course... Yes? There have been recorded instances of it happening. Rare, yes, very rare. But only for creatures entangled so heavily in the strings of Jor that their spirit itself grows tendrils, so to speak. If the spirit lives entirely within the strings, then it theoretically could listen in on the Speak with Dead conversation. That's entirely based on conjecture, along with some instances I've encountered during my necromantic studies. Nothing to base a worldview on, would you say? Interesting. Indeed. Good job on this. I can see you have an extreme talent for handling strings beyond what I've seen in many youngsters. Would love to watch you burn out on a battlefield among hags and legionnaires. Skull lets out a crazed laughter while spinning around in the air. Anything else you want? I'm going now, goodbye. Okay. Really Skeletoring it up. I still think this is cursed. Like, I'm scared of it. I'm scared that it might be cursed. Like, I pick it up and it's like, oh, wow, now you're terrified of everything. I'm still kind of interested. Fuck it, Weeball. You reach out for the mace. It is cold. Colder than iron permits. This metal feels wrong. Got yourself a nice weapon, eh? Grip it hard. As your gloved hand wraps around the handle, a chill runs up your arm. It's cursed. Not just cold. Something else. A presence. Wait. There's someone. Turn around. Nothing. Just the empty crypt. Oh my god, it makes me paranoid. But you saw something in the corner of your eye. A figure. Watching. You good? Goblin looks concerned. Just look at the mace again. Cleric? You look down at the mace. It's ornate, well crafted, yet your body seems to fail when you hold it. Something is very, very wrong with it. What is it, cursed? Did I just get cursed? No, it's there again. The figure. In the periphery. Watching. Spin around? Nothing. Gone. But you know it was there. You felt it. Or simply occupied. This thing is haunted. What? He stares at the mace. You sure? I'm sure. Great. Haunted weapons. Just what we needed. Damn this. You find this lovely weapon ready to take on the city's foulness, and you simply cannot wield it. The horror, like some unfleshy ghast come to haunt you, is too great. Keep it sealed. Keep it close. The spirit watches. Gulp. Okay, so I can't wield it, ever. Because it seems like... So, standard issue among the Earthguard, the soul of its previous owner is clearly haunting it. You see a dude staring at you out of the corner of your eye whenever you use it. Might be best not to use it in a fight. Okay, so just don't fight with it. But I can put it on when having a conversation, maybe? Just don't fight with it. That's fine. I was curious. I had to try picking it up just to see. So I found the skull. Yep, here you are. Okay. We definitely have to end off here, because I've still got to get this up. I was planning to have my videos all up on time today, and then I ended up recording this for way too long. I'll probably split this in two, actually, because it's almost an hour and a half, so. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.